Hello, and welcome to Autumn Willow's Doll Nursery. Today we have a special topic, but I do want to give a wee bit of a trigger warning to this topic. We will be gently talking a little bit about childhood trauma and how our wonderful dolls here can be a major help. And this is coming from kind of a psychological perspective, digging into a little bit of psychology here. I had found an article, it's probably been over a year now, but it was an article by Sherry Heller. And it's called The Healing Nostalgia of Toys. And so I wanted to talk about that article with you guys today. But I have with me here little Elora Dannon, and she is a combination of dolls. The Willow head with Laura limbs. And I think the two, they just complement each other so well. She's got her tongue poked out there. She's given a cute little smile, and with these limbs, it just looks like she's in motion. So she's a happy little, I'm moving around little girl. And I love, this is probably my favorite little outfit on her. She does wear preemie size, really good. And I don't have a lot of preemie clothes right now. But we are going to be changing her outfit as I talk about this topic. And I'm going to put her in it's a little sleeping gown here, a real long sleeping gown, and it's got a fuzzy elephant there on the front. So we're going to put her in that, and it may not match perfectly, but I'm going to put her also in this little hat. It's got purple hearts and little pink flowers on it and lace trim. It is a vintage piece. She is a little baldy, and so I do like to have hats on my baldies. But before I get into changing her, I wanted to just read a little bit of this article. Let me see, where do I want to scoop down here and start talking? They have it to where you can't read the full article now. Oh, well, that stinks. So I'm just going to have to kind of give you a summary of this article. This article goes on to talk about some psychologists have sorted out that childhood toys can help in healing trauma. And dolls especially, and I do believe they did mention reborn dolls specifically in the article. I cannot remember the name of the psychologist, but they had, or psychiatrist, but one of them does specifically medicine and the other one does the counseling. I always get them mixed up because I have dyslexia, so I'm not even going to try to get it right. But anywho, they found that their patients that used reborn dolls as therapy received significant amounts of healing in areas of childhood trauma where they had their maternal side shut down from an early age. And they said that that's usually because they have either struggled with their relationship with their mother wasn't the best, or whoever was raising them, whether it was grandmother, foster mother, adopted mother, whatever it may be. But that could cause a female's maternal side to shut down at an early age. And a lot of their patients that that experienced that would, as adults, be typically focused on careers. They weren't so much wanting to have kids. Most of them didn't want to have children. And whenever they noticed that if their client used reborn dolls, it helped to reawaken that maternal side of themselves and bring some healing. I thought that was interesting. I don't know if I've talked about it on here, but I was that way. I never really wanted children, so it may seem odd to people that I like dolls, but it's just one of those things. But I thought the article was really interesting, and some of the points that they brought up, and I cannot believe they closed that down. You've got to sign up for stuff or whatever now to be able to read the whole thing. But anywho, I'm sure you can probably find articles on it elsewhere. But just an interesting topic. And I know not everybody uses, not everybody that has a reborn doll or dolls in general are using them for therapy. A lot of people just enjoy the art, they just enjoy collecting, and there's not a lot of emotional stuff behind it. For me, it definitely has helped me in many different ways to have dolls. It's helped with like travel anxiety and a bunch of other things. So I see the benefit there, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I know there can be kind of a stigma around it, right? There's already a stigma around collecting dolls, but you add into that any type of needing emotional support, and some collectors can get really defensive. They don't want you to, it's like, don't think that there's something wrong with me almost. And I'm sure not all of them are like that. And there probably are many, many collectors who just simply collect for the art. There's no emotional anything going on. And as humans, right, we're all different. And some people are very, they're very much more like analytic. They don't get into like emotion. They consider emotions woo-woo or whatever. They don't want to tie anything with emotion, right? It's almost like they have this perspective of emotion as bad. I'm definitely not that way. I see great value and importance on emotion. And in the kind of line of work that I do, I work with helping people develop emotional maturity, spiritual maturity, that sort of thing. So I very much see the importance in emotion, and I'm not ashamed to say I have a lot of emotion tied up in these dolls. They've been healing for me in many ways. So I do kind of, I don't know, I see value in these dolls more than just art, right? And I thought it's really cool that we're starting to see this shift in the mental health realm where they're seeing value in these dolls. Because I can remember when I first came into Reborns and I was looking up stuff, I would find those, those little pieces that different either news or talk shows would do, and they would put a lot of stock into the idea that they were unhealthy. It was the complete opposite, right? They wanted people to think that it was unhealthy to collect dolls or reborn dolls, and it could actually be harmful to your mental health. That was kind of everywhere, I think, in maybe the late 90s and early 2000s. But now we've seen a pretty good shift into the other direction. Of course, yes, this hobby can get out of hand. We know that. It's easy to become obsessive. Some people may get themselves into financial trouble, So anything can go too far. But for the most part, people are seeing the benefit of collecting. So I'm going to go ahead and start changing her. We're going to get her out of this. This hat is another vintage piece that I have that came from my grandmother. And so is this hat. This hat, both of these hats came with a little outfit. But look at this. See, it's got little bunnies on it. Little Alora's outfit here is just so cute. Okay. She's just so tiny. I wasn't expecting her to be this tiny because my mom has a Laura, and she can wear newborn. You know, newborn seems to fit perfectly, but I don't know. I don't know if it's the body's different. The cloth body may be different. Maybe this is a smaller cloth body, but she just seems to fit preemie better. So we're just going to pluck her out of this. How cute. She just, her little face, that smile, I don't know. I have a nickname for her, my little ray of sunshine, because that little face just gives me those happy vibes. Let's see. Her artist did such a fantastic job at painting, and you probably can't see it. This lighting, jeepers creepers. I'll get her dressed and I'll try to bring the camera over here so you can see, like, the veining, the mottling, the detailing in her head is fantastic. This thing can be a little challenging to get on because of how skinny the arms are, because this is for a preemie. And with her hands open the way they are, splayed out, this adds to the challenge. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We'll flop her on this side. But how, so the whole topic I thought was pretty cool, that we could, something as simple as a doll is helping people overcome trauma, specifically dealing with their maternal side. Like, I thought that was so interesting, and there's probably a lot more to that. The article itself wasn't super long. I need to go look at some other articles and see if there's anybody gets a little further into it. And I would be curious, like, if you don't have to get into like any details or anything, but if you think that this hobby has helped you, maybe this hobby's helped you to unlock parts of yourself that that maybe you thought were dead because of this or that. Okay, let's see. A little baggy around the neck here. There we go. She's just so happy. Now, let's see about this hat. Yeah, that'll work. I mean, it's not a perfect match, but it still looks good. There we go. Oh, I was going to show you her head. I'll pull this hat back and I'll try to, this might be noisy. Now, let me see. Let me do this here. Get like this. Now, are you able to see like the veining, the mottling. I hope it's picking it up well. It's hard for me to see with these lights in here, but that little face. Oh my goodness. That's a happy face, guys. All right. There we go. And we'll pop the hood back on. And say hello. She is like so perfect to cuddle. With her little self and the way she folds up. And so I liked the Laura limbs, but I was just not much of a fan, fuzzy, of the face. So this was kind of a cool combination. I like the hand, or the limbs with her face. And I don't know if you could tell, but she's got the little milk bumps on her nose. So cute. So we're going to cuddle. Her and I, we're going to have some cuddle time this afternoon. But I just thought I'd bring it up and maybe go see if you can find some articles on this if you're curious about the topic. And helping. So this is how I view things. Speaking of, any kind of trauma, right? I see trauma as something that stunts our growth in becoming our true, authentic selves that we were created to be. And if you look at it from a spiritual perspective, it's like, this is the lens I view things through, okay? We have an enemy who wants to destroy us. And so trauma is his way of tearing us down or shutting down parts of ourselves, trying to destroy parts of ourselves that make us who we are or who we're meant to be. This healthy version of ourselves. And so I've been on a journey in my own personal life to getting those areas healed, undoing the damage of past trauma so that I can be my best self, right? And because I believe that there is a purpose for my life. There is a call on my life. I am meant to do good things. So, as I've been on this healing journey, these dolls have played a role. And it's cool because it's like, maybe dolls aren't for everybody. Maybe that's not everybody's, part of their healing journey. But there's a variety of things out there that can be a part of your healing journey. And I think that's cool. It's not a cookie cutter thing, like one size fits all. To a certain extent, all of us have slightly different variations of what our healing journeys are going to look like. But I think it's cool that these dolls are part of mine. And I'm grateful for that. And I know that it's been a part of a lot of people's journey. There are people in the community that talk about that and how much the dolls have helped. So that's just a cool thing. I think it's a cool thing. And like I said, I'm not a bit ashamed of that. I'm not ashamed to say, yeah, I've had trauma. Yes, I'm on a healing journey. Yes, a toy, essentially, has helped me. Or, reborn dolls, which technically aren't toys. But it's interesting to think about. And I know the world isn't so welcoming. The world isn't so understanding. Our culture today, like I said, there's a stigma around doll collecting. And it seems to be even more so of a stigma if you're doing it for any kind of mental health or healing reasons. And I say phooey on that. Like, you're going to make fun of somebody for finding a way to heal and become healthy. You're going to make fun of that? I mean, you just end up looking stupid at the end of the day, not the person collecting the doll. And I guess maybe that's just how I see it. I'm an INFJ, and a famous thing with INFJs is we have a really hard time understanding cultural boundaries. The point of it. Like, ooh, you're seen as weird because you like this, or ooh, you seem weird because you like that. I just don't care. Obviously, if you're doing something that's hurting other people, then yes, ew, don't do that. Right? Right? I mean, if hurting children's your thing, then yes, ew, gross. But dolls aren't hurting anybody. If somebody is finding their healing journey with trains or model cars, I'm not going to say ooh to that. I don't care how old you are, right? Like, good for you that you found something that's helping you in life, right? So yeah, as an INFJ, I think it's silly. I mean, I've always been the type to, I should say, since junior high, I've been the type, I'll just wear what I want to wear and I don't care what people think. This is how I quit caring. There was a point in junior high that I quit caring about trying to fit in or wear clothes that other people thought was cool to wear. And I just started wearing what I wanted to wear. And that has meant that I have wore some crazy things in my day. Went through a phase where I was wearing vampire fangs and a cape to high school. I was going through some stuff. But I didn't care what people thought. I did it. Like, I just didn't care what people thought. And still to this day, I've got some weird clothes. I don't care. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. I'm not hurting anybody. My important bits are covered. So, I just, who cares, right? And I kind of feel the same way about the dolls. And maybe that's why I have an easier time taking the dolls out for outings. Because I just don't care. I had one moment once when I started to care. And Jeff helped me out with that. And after that, I've not had an issue. I just take them out. If I want to take them out, I take them out. So I think life is short. And we need to just stop worrying about everybody else. And do you. Do you. And if that means having dolls, then have dolls. Just about everybody in my life knows that I have dolls. Or I collect dolls. I'm not bashful about it. I'll tell people, yeah, I collect dolls. It is what it is. I'm happy. I'm enjoying this. This is fun. And look at, how can you not? Like, I don't know. The joy that this little turkey brings me, oh my goodness. Her bitty self, her just tiny bitty self, is so sweet. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed this, and if you would like to know more, go search out that particular article that you would have to sign up for whatever to read. Was Sherry. Oh, let me see again. It's Sherry Heller, I think. Yeah. The Healing Nostalgia of Toys. And it was put up by, I think the app is Medium, is what it's called. But I'm sure there's others. And there may be even other YouTube videos talking about the healing nostalgia of toys. Not just dolls, but toys in general. And how they can play a role in healing. And I mean, you can go down quite a rabbit hole with this. If you know anything about, and I might be getting into something crazy here, but just hang with me. Some things that like I've had to have dealt with, where your soul splits, spirit splits, whatever you want to call it. Soul splits, I think, is more accurate. And that's where trauma can stunt a part of your soul, and you stay that age of the split, and part of you grows up and then part of you isn't. It just stays at that age, and that part of you may still enjoy toys or whatever. I've had to go through healing in that aspect as well. So you can get really deep and down the rabbit hole on that. If you want to. I mean, you can go way, way out there. And it is fascinating. I love studying into all of that. And like I said, part of it is what I do on a daily basis. So, I don't just have the doll hobby, right? Like, I have something that takes up the majority of my time in my day. And this is just a small smidgen of my day is getting to enjoy dolls. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, and ultimately I hope that if you are one of these people, that this video today can help you become a little bit more free in enjoying your hobby. If you're dealing with any of these types of things, to let go of what other people think and just enjoy what you want to enjoy, and not necessarily feel like you have to hide it or you have to be ashamed of it or whatever. And it's like, people can put themselves in a box. That doesn't mean you have to put yourself in a box. So, anyway, hope you've enjoyed, and hope you enjoyed getting to see this sweet, happy little girl. And we will see you on the next video. Bye for now.